Rise by Teese Snyder. Chapter 5. Routine. Derek Riggs, Los Angeles, 2018. My job description is to effectively summarize the function of all executive-level transactions that involve or relate to our subsidiary companies overseas, and then forward my summaries to middle management with the purpose of keeping a well-documented, easy-to-read account of all spending. In addition to that, every day I think about killing myself and the people I work with, not necessarily in that order. I routinely wake up at 0500 and ride an exercise bike for 1 hour, utilizing interval training to maximize my cardiovascular capacity and simultaneously simulate real-world conditions of being chased. I periodically rotate this routine with endurance rides, using my weekends to go for long practice cycles upstate. However, I never exceed more than 3 days of consecutive high-intensity exercise. Rest is an important part of any regiment. I cross-train as well, running and engaging in combat jiu-jitsu 3 times each week. I do not weight train, since too much additional muscle mass would only limit my endurance capabilities and strain my body for its caloric intake. I haven't killed anybody yet, but I am confident that when the time comes, I'll be ready. The office has 3 emergency exits. In the event of an outbreak or fire, the 2 closest to my desk would be the most crowded. Fat, slow, panicked people would clog them, attempting to push past one another in a futile attempt to reach freedom, inevitably resulting in more corpses and a greater threat to the living trapped inside. My previous plan was to leapfrog the few desks to the furthest exit and then ride my bicycle down the back alleys, avoiding the congestion of pedestrian and vehicular traffic. But due to the recent move of a desk to accommodate a new employee, I now feel it more practical to simply run to the exit. My apartment is only 4 blocks away, a short ride even at a casual pace. I do not bring my guns, crowbar, or katana with me to work, as I feel they would draw too much attention. I keep a 6-inch retractable blade in my pocket instead.
"Hey, Tracy, you coming out tonight?"
Greg, the office's alpha douchebag, asked the new employee seated at 6 o'clock from my desk. I kept my head down, trying to ignore them as I cycled through the online news feed for anything peculiar.
"Oh yeah, it's Jared's birthday party tonight, right?"
she replied.
"Yeah, we're all going to O'Byrne's to celebrate." "Oh, I don't think I've met him yet." "Oh, no, it's the bar around the corner,"
Greg continued, never one to shy away from a chance at a new conquest.
"It's a really great place. We always go there when someone has a birthday, and at least a few of us make it back the following morning." "Well, I just started, so I'd want to be sure I'm one of the few." "Don't worry, I'll take care of you."
I glanced at one of the tiny mirrors taped on the side of my monitor to see Greg's dumbass grin as he leaned against the side of the cubicle wall with one elbow. I pumped an imaginary shotgun and pointed it at the tiny mirror, grinning too. Tracy adjusted herself in her seat, realizing that this wasn't a simple invitation and that she'd have to either flirt or fart to get him to leave.
"What time are people going?"
she asked. I looked away from my window to their conversation and continued scrolling headlines. The final deployment of troops to our latest war. A football star got stabbed by his wife, and a trillionaire CEO leaves Eden Corp. I clicked on the last link.
"We're all headed out after work, probably about 5:30,
Greg exclaimed.
"You should come. Get to know some of the people around the office when they're not around the office." "Are you going, Derek?"
she asked, turning her chair towards me and addressing the back of my head. I hadn't spoken to her yet. and the one eye caught staring at her in my monitor mirror was the closest I'd come to an introduction. But even still, the idea of attending any kind of social event with the people I worked with made me want to recite the later part of my job description. I politely placed my right hand on my necktie, pulled it above my head, and pretended to hang myself with it. Tracy laughed. Greg didn't.
Derek doesn't like hanging out with us,
Greg explained, trying to smile so Tracy would think he had a sense of humor.
That's okay, though. We all like it better that way,
he finished. I placed my tie back down and gave him a thumbs up, approving of his assessment of office politics.
Well, thanks for the invite. If I feel like making an appearance, now I know where to appear,
Tracy stated, turning her chair back to her desk. Greg gave me an aggravated parting glance before returning to his group of like-minded imbeciles. I kept my eye on Tracy for a moment before I returned to work.